Hi, in this video, we will learn the treatment of Workmen Compensation Reserve at the time of retirement of a partner. Workmen Compensation Reserve is a specific reserve which is created in order to meet any sudden liability that may occur in the form of workmen compensation claim. For example, when any workman in a factory is involved in an accident. In this video, we will learn the treatment of Workmen Compensation Reserve given different amounts of workmen compensation claims. Let's go to the example sum. Example sum. A, B and C are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 3:2:1. B retires and A and C decide to share future profits and losses in the ratio of 2:1. The balance sheet as at the date of retirement of B was as follows. The balance sheet is given, and on the liability side we have a workmen compensation reserve amount rupees 90,000. We are asked to show the treatment of workmen compensation reserve in the following cases. We have 5 cases given and we need to show the treatment of the reserve in these 5 cases. So let's begin with the solution. We will begin with the case A. Journal, date, particulars, LF number, debit rupees and credit rupees. So we'll begin with case A. When there is no information, we will assume that the claim is 0, and now the entire 90,000 reserve is free and we'll distribute it among all the partners in their old profit sharing ratio 3:2:1. So the journal entry, Workmen Compensation Reserve account debit to A capital account to B capital account to C capital account. The amount of the reserve 90,000 to be distributed in old profit sharing ratio 3:2:1. We have 45,000 against partner A, 30,000 against partner B and 15,000 against partner C, being Workmen Compensation Reserve distributed. Let's go to case B. Case B. The case B says, when there is no claim against the Workmen Compensation Reserve. So the answer is the same as case A. There is no claim against the reserve. So the entire reserve, Workmen Compensation Reserve of rupees 90,000 is free and we can distribute it among all the partners A, B, C in their old profit sharing ratio. So the answer is the same as case A. When there was no information, and we assume that the claim was 0. Answer is same as case A. Let's go to the case C. Case C. Case C says when the workman compensation claim is rupees 60,000. So the claim is 60,000 against the reserve of rupees 90,000. So we'll take 60,000 from the reserve as claim and distribute the balance 30,000 among all the partners A, B and C in their old profit sharing ratio. Workmen compensation reserve account debit 90,000 rupees to workmen compensation claim account. To the extent of 60,000, we'll take claim to A capital account to B capital account to C capital account. The remaining 30,000 rupees to be distributed in old profit sharing ratio 3:2:1. So we have 15,000, 10,000 and 5,000 being claim provided for and balance reserve distributed. As per this case, in the reconstituted balance sheet, the workman compensation reserve will not appear. However, the workman compensation claim will appear at 60,000 rupees. So this is the answer to the case C. Let's go to the next case, case D. Case D. Case D says when the workman compensation claim is equal to 90,000. So the claim is 90,000 and the reserve is also rupees 90,000. So we'll utilize the full amount of the workman compensation reserve and provide for the claim of 90,000. We have workman compensation reserve account debit 90,000 rupees to workmen compensation claim account 90,000 rupees being claim provided for. So this is a journal entry, and in this case again the workman compensation reserve will not appear on the liability side of the reconstituted balance sheet. However, the workman compensation claim will appear on the liability side at rupees 90,000. Let's go to the next case, case E. Case E. As per case E, the workman compensation claim is equal to rupees 1,08,000. Now we have a workman compensation reserve of only rupees 90,000, but we need to provide for a claim of rupees 1,08,000, which is 18,000 more than the amount of the reserve. So for this excess increase in liability, we will debit the revaluation account. So let's pass the first journal entry. Workmen Compensation Reserve account debit 90,000. For the 18,000 excess claim, we'll debit the revaluation account. Revaluation account debit 18,000 to workmen compensation claim account 1,08,000. Narration being claim provided for. This is the first journal entry. Now that we've debited the revaluation account with rupees 18,000, it would result in a loss on revaluation which has to be transferred to all the partners A, B and C in their old profit sharing ratio. So the second entry is for transfer of loss to all partners' capital accounts. We have A capital account debit, B capital account debit, C capital account debit, to revaluation account. The amount of the loss on revaluation is 18,000 rupees. And this 18,000 rupees is to be transferred in OPSR 3:2:1. So against partner A, we have 9,000 rupees, 6,000 rupees against partner B, and 3,000 rupees against partner C, being loss on revaluation transferred to all partners capital accounts in old profit sharing ratio. So this is the final case E, and in this case again the workman compensation reserve will not appear in the reconstituted balance sheet. However, the claim will appear in the reconstituted balance sheet liability side at rupees 1,08,000. So in this video, we saw how to treat the workman compensation reserve given different amounts of claims. In the upcoming video, we will see the treatment of another specific reserve, which is investment fluctuation reserve.